Now the Nirmanakaya and Phowa. Nirmanakaya transference Phowa is for people who have received the empowerments and who have sort of pure and perfect samaya, the rules, enjoy practice in the generation and perfection stages, and who have received instructions on the intermediate state. Those who practice this transference with bodhicitta, great compassion, and applying the practice of taking rebirth as a Nirmanakaya emanation, we transfer our consciousness to rebirth in one of the pure lands. Nirmanakaya and Phowa is also based on the deity yoga practice of the Vajrayana. And then the ordinary transference, that is the fourth Phowa, is for people who practice transference by imagining the central channel as the path and the bandhu of the consciousness as the traveler, and a pure land of great bliss as the destination. So that's why this type of Phowa transference is called the three metaphors or three recognitions, because it has the metaphor of the path, the traveler, and destination. It is also related to the Nirmanakaya Phowa transference because we transfer our consciousness into Nirmanakaya, manifestation of Buddha Amitabha's compassion, right? So that's also kind of Nirmanakaya transference, but this is very common. Usually the lay people like us, we practice Phowa, these three metaphors, three recognitions, right? That's the one. The ordinary transference of the three metaphors is the transference practice most often done by ordinary people, and is therefore the method commonly associated with these teachings. It uses a more sort of detailed form of visualization than the other methods. And then that's fourth. And then fifth, the hook of compassion transference, Phowa, is done either for a being near death or a being already in the intermediate state. Hook of compassion transference, Phowa. It can be performed by a yogi with a highly developed realization and the ability to recognize the consciousness of a being in the intermediate state. And also anyone who really knows the right moment to perform it, which is when the outer breath has sort of stopped, but the inner breath still continues, can perform it at that very moment if they have a little sort of experience of the instruction on transference or Phowa. It is extremely helpful for the dying person. It is like a traveler person put on the right path by a friend, But transference is much more difficult. Our mind, our consciousness, and body have completely separated. That's difficult, right? So the best time, this hook of compassion, transference, or whatever, when you help others, the breath stopped, but inner breath still sort of continued. At that moment, you don't have really highly developed this kind of practice, but you have little bit experience how to do practice in Phowa, and then this moment really helped, extremely helped, and easy, So that's you have to remember and keep in mind if you want to help other. And now I'm going to talk a little bit more about the transference we're learning today. The ordinary transference using the three metaphors, right? Or the transference of consciousness into the Buddha. We are learning that. We are practicing that today, right? During this retreat. This kind of transference practice is actually not necessary for those who already have a sort of a high level of realization. Remember, like Dharmakaya and Phowa or Sambhogakaya and Phowa, the two stages, the union of two stages, this kind of, who really have ability and developed and realized that kind of person, not necessarily this kind of practice, right? But this is good for who are not have high level of realization. Then kind of see easy, visualize. If you have to sort of become a Buddhist, right? The Buddha Amitabha is a Buddha, compassion Buddha. And you have to visualize that. And then your central channel and your consciousness, those things. So that's for us, like, it's very good for practice, this kind of practice, very helpful. So the instructions are in two parts. First is training, right? We do during our life. We have to meditate. We have to train it. We will need to train ourselves over and over again with sort of, diligence until the signs of success appear. Outer sign, inner sign, secret sign, success appear. This kind of practice. That's the first. And then the second part of the actual practice at the time of death, right? So the first uses the teaching on transference that you have received today. The time to put transference into actual practice is after the signs of approaching death have already appeared. When we are sure that there is no coming back and that the process of sort of the dissolution has already begun. Two things, right? So this, there are many signs about the approaches, stages of death. You already know that, but there are lots of signs. Longchen talks about in his book this science, outer sign, inner sign, secret signs. So we can learn in more that. But this science, actually, I will teach them a little bit in Bardo teaching. Okay, next time, Bardo teaching, not now. So it's also very important to understand the science, the dissolution process. This is very important, So that's why I think we should learn a little bit. And do not practice the actual transference at any other time than this, right? You are sure you are not coming back, Then you can actual practice Phowa. That's good. Because, if you do that, it could be, a little bit dangerous if someone has the capacity, right? So this is right now, it's a training time, right? Not actual the practice Phowa. The difference is our motivation, right? Right now, our motivation is just training, right? We don't really want to die, and it is not time to die. So, in the actual practice, Phowa, our motivation is that we really want to transfer our consciousness, right? So the different motivation, our motivation is different. So remember, the best moment to apply the transference is at the beginning of the dissolution process. At that time, completely sort of cut through all attachment to very important to this life, and sort of give yourself courage by thinking, now I am, dying. I'm going to die. I will rely on the instructions of my teachers, and the most important, then just let go everything. Let go everything. And it is so important to know how to transfer our consciousness when the death is coming, right? That's why we are learning now. We are practicing, When our consciousness leaves the body, then people with no experience of Phowa practice, usually their consciousness will go into a state of unconsciousness. But for those who are skilled masters or experienced meditators, the consciousness will dissolve into the luminosity. So that's the difference, And we'll talk about these things in the Bardo teaching. Don't worry right now. And once death is happening, imminent, then in general, the gradual process of dissolution, there are several stages, including clarity, increase, attainment, and close attainment. So at the stages of clarity, the consciousness of the five senses dissolve into the mind consciousness. And during the increase, the mind consciousness dissolves into the emotional consciousness. And during the attainment, the emotional consciousness dissolves into the ground of all consciousness. At the moment of close attainment, the ground of all dissolves into the clear light. So it is important to remember to purify the negative actions we have accumulated throughout the time. And mostly important is dedicate all sorts of good things, and make sort of prayers of aspiration that in all our lives we will meet with the teachings of great vehicle and Mahayana teachers, So these are, right now, we have to kind of remember and keep our mind, because we never know what will happen. So that's kind of preparation. And really we need to pray that our next rebirth will benefit for everybody, and come back with lots of sort of capacities and powers, That's also very important to remember. And in any case, if we have cultivate a sense of calmness, clarity, and stability in our Phowa practice, then when it is finally happening, there is a very good chance that we will recognize the nature of our mind. This is because actual experience is much more intense and powerful. Through the practice of Phowa, we can direct our consciousness to exit through the crown chakra, the doorway to liberation or rebirth, a pure land. And if we rebirth in a pure land, then we have more capacities. So it is important. And another important is, according to the teachings, we should always aim for the highest goal. Then even if we cannot reach that goal, it will be sort of high enough, right? So, I want my consciousness exit through my crown chakra, and I want my consciousness dissolve into Buddha Amitaya's compassion mind, and then I want to recognize that the union of his mind and my mind, the nature of that. So that's we always need to remember kind of that, you know. I think for us there these 5 different Phowa practice, but I think for us the best is just we practice today, you know, 3 recognitions. This is very good. I mean, if you already understand the Dharmakaya and Phowa, then you don't have to practice, you don't have to practice this. But it's very important. If you don't recognize the Dharmakaya and Phowa, then we should practice these 3 recognitions. Understand? Is our consciousness is kind of is a traveler, and then Buddha Amitaya's the pure land, that's the destination, and then our central channel. This is the path, you know. So we have to remember those 3. And now I want practice a little bit more. I want to teach something, but I don't think we have time. So we need practice Phowa again once, and then have lunch, and then after that we have 2 sessions. I will teach a little bit, and then the last session we only practice in Phowa. So in order to, when we practice only in Phowa, you should right now understand the visualizations. And if you unsure, just let me know and we can talk about that. Okay, we start the page 2. Are you there? Om Maha Shinyata Jana Bajra Sobawa Atma Ko Hang. This is kind of emptiness, the mantra, right? When we say this mantra, everything is kind of, pure and seeing, think about the nature of the reality, right? So that helps. And then Imma Ho, my perceptions arise spontaneously as the blissful pure land, and the center is myself in the form of Vajrayogini, bright red in the face, 2 arms holding curved knife and drum. 2 legs are the advanced posture with 3 eyes gazing into space. And the center of the body is the central channel, the thickness of a bamboo shift, empty, clear, hollow, and luminous. Its top opens at the current aperture, the lower end penetrates at the liver, on the knot at the heart, and the center of a green disk of air. Visualize the consciousness as a red syllable tree. The length of form above the crown of the head. Visualize the Buddha Amitabha, perfectly endowed with excellent science makes Buddha. Imaho, my perceptions arise spontaneously as the absolute excellent realm of Amrita. In the vast expanse of rainbow light arise of great devotion. In my root means of all refuge, not as ordinary body, but as pure, clear form. In essence, the glorious Buddha Amitabha. I pray to the strong devotion. Bless me to perfect my training in the profound path of transference of consciousness. Bless me to reach the excellent pure land. May I attain the supreme state of the Dharmakaya, the ultimate sphere. Just to relax and visualize everything a little bit. 1 second. And then we say, very good. So when you say, I think keep your eyes closed is a little bit good, better. Then you say, hey, gaze your eyes like up, look up and open your eyes. And then when you say ka, your eyes sort of look down. Consciousness bring back. And then when you say close your eyes, I think that's better. Next prayer, Phowa prayer. I pay homage to the Buddha Amitabha. I pray to Padmasambhava of Bodhayana. Gracious root Guru, think of me with compassion. Guru of the root lineage, guide me on the path. Bless me to perfect the training and the profound path of transference of consciousness. Bless me to reach the excellent pure land. Immediately after our lives are transformed poor. Blessed if you be born in the blissful pure land of Sukhavati. The last. Okay. Then the body of Buddha Amitabha melts into light and merges into me. Thereby, in an instant, oneself is transformed into the form of Buddha Amitabha. Om Guru Ayur Sade Om Amarananda Vandaye Soha. Om Guru Ayur Sade Om Amarananda Vandaye Soha. Om Guru Ayur Sade Om Amarananda Vandaye Soha. Om Guru Ayur Sade Hoy Amarananda Vandaye Soha. Om Guru Ayur Sade Hoy Amarananda Vandaye Soha. Om Guru Ayur Sade Hoy Amarananda Vandaye Soha. Om Guru Ayur Sade Ho 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 Amarananda Vandaye Soha. Om Guru Ayurveda Ho Ama Zawandaya Soha Om Guru Yohoy Amarani Zawandaya Soha Om Guru Ayurveda Ho 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 Amarani Zawandaya Soha. When I see the indications of wanton death, at that very moment may I see clearly the form of protector Amidaya's, having overcome the force of Lord of Death. May I swiftly attain the dissolution state of Vidyagara. I give you the written translation, okay? The Phowa. I don't have the Tibetan text, but I hope I can remember. Oh, that's it. Phowa margam sanjijo da zojin chonla xiangqi bardo dang de jobsin je da ge jinso ji be sunum ji ro la ban ji sanjin de ber kyo simje dam ji dewa dang dewi ji dang dam ber ji dongor da dongor ji dang ber dongor me bi dewa dam ba ma ber ji ji nya ra cha lan ji dang ber dang nim zhen me ba lan ni ber jer ji o ma xin ne dan jan nan ban ze so ba wa ma ko hoi a ron na lan de da ba ram jim xiang ko ba ro zo zon do wa. Is A or Imaho? We have an Imaho there. Oh yeah, that's good. Imaho ron na land of the waram de yang ko barab zo de wa jan je wa ran ye li dur je nam je ma khar ji xiang ni ma se tuten de xiam min dor de jiang sim nang gu de yi kong za go ma tran dar ni tam ba la tong sang wo ji wo ge chen yar ni chang ni har mani to za ba de wer zo ba yin yang ge ge ja be da long ge de li jang je wo ri ba ri ma ro se je wo de ga zang san ji na wan ta yin chang ge zo be pong bo sa mo gi ta bu za wa de jum ni de ya wa de ju ma ya do zo san ni gong bo da chodo jabzun je wo ma wo ni ran na don je wo ma na yi da jin ja gan te bo lo jab kan di za wa la ma na ka tamar ma yin ta me le wa san ji nam ding or ju yin mo gi dong yi so ran de lam pho an jong ri xin ji lo ni wo man do bri yang chul gi jar sa sim bri sho she pa de san jo ba me la jong sa lo je ba ma jong ni la so ran tin jin za wa la me tu ji za wa ji ba la me sam lam pho an jong ri xin ji lo ni lam pho an ka ju do bri xin ji lo do so de ne zin bu ji ma de wa jan de ji ri xin ji lo she pa tse wa pa me be ke wa di shi ni rang la dum jin di ka ji dan zong rang yang tse pa me de go ra ye su de hong a ma ran dan za wan da ye su a ti min je wen sa ma dong wa la de ye mo la tse pa me go sa ban tong ni chim da chim me ren zen yer den de ber sho good. Now the dedication, the inspiration prayer. May I attain in each and every life the sublime virtues of existence and peace. May I pursue the flawless minds of altruism, working for the welfare of others on a vast scale. Through this very merit of mine, may every single sentient being eliminate all forms of negativity and practice virtue forevermore. May spring precious Bodhisattva take birth where it has not arisen, where it has arisen, may it never wane, but continue to grow forevermore. May spring precious Bodhisattva take birth where it has not arisen, where it has arisen, may it never wane, but continue to grow forevermore. May spring precious Bodhisattva take birth where it has not arisen, where it has arisen, may it never wane, but continue to grow forevermore. May I, in all my lives, no matter where I am born, obtain the seven qualities of the realms of existence. May I meet the Dhamma immediately after taking birth, and have the freedom to practice perfectly. May I please the sublime Gurus, and day and night dedicate myself to Dhamma. By realizing the Dharma and practicing its innermost essence, may cross the ocean of conditions existent in this very life. May I teach in sublime Dharma perfectly and never become weary and tired of benefiting others in samsara. By my own impartial and encompassing activities to the benefit of others, may all attain enlightenment together. Very good. Any questions?
I have a question.
Yep.
How loud do we need to be? I mean,
How long?
How loud when we do the? I feel naturally kind of quieter, but I know
That's fine.
that people can be really noisy too. So I'm wondering if there's more power if you're.
No, I think it's just fine. You can say loud, you can say silently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Khenpo, can you say something about, that's about what we do for ourselves, but what about if we're with a dying person?
I will teach you more of that. I will teach you how to help. You mean how to help others?
Yeah, if
Then
someone's
people.
dying, what do we say?
Yeah,
to
yep,
them?
yep,
Those-
yep, yep. That's fine. I will teach you more that how we help others. But first, we have to really understand clearly the visualizations. Um, uh, that's the most important, right?
So when we say the mantra "Om Mayu City," are we Amitayu, or we are, and we're resting in Amitayu's state?
Immediately, yep.
So we don't go back to Vajra Yogini. We
No,
don't
no,
do
no,
the
no.
central channel. We don't do the green light or the tree symbol. Which is,
No, it's remember. It's very clearly here says, "Body of Buddha Amitabha melts into light and merges into me. Thereby, in an instant, our self is transformed into the form of Buddha Amitayas."
in Amitayus is the Buddha of the past, present. All Buddhas, past, present, future.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a long life Buddha.
Okay.
Long life Buddha. So you become a Buddha Amitaya, and then while we say the mantras, you think about others' life, all these obstacles, obscurations, sufferings, purify, through practice Buddha Amitayas, the mantras, You can visualize so many different things, rays of light, goes all living beings, purify their negative obstacles for their life, purify, include yourself, So no more Vajra Yogini, Buddha Amitabha, but visualize Buddha Amitaya. Their essence same, right? Which is Dharmakaya, but relatively different forms of Buddhas. So Buddha Amitaya is the long life Buddha. Got it?
Temple, what is the meaning of put? It has such a finality to it.
Pat is two syllables in Tibet. Pa and then pat, there are two syllables, right? Two. So which is the usually pa is the represent the male. Then da actually in Sanskrit pat da is the second syllable is represent the female. So these two are actually represent the union of tap and shirap. Tap is skillful, right? Skillful. And shirap, skillful means tap. Shirap is the wisdom. So the pad and ta, these two syllables is represent the skillful means, the union of skillful means and the wisdom.
So isn't that used sometimes in meditation, like when you're meditating and you start to drift away? Don't some people say to bring them back, and that kind of to break their thought train?
Oh,
Oh, you mean that's
Is that the same or no?
a little bit different. But you can do that this time. That's why you can say just like very loudly, put, Then that helps, kind of it stop all your thoughts, good, bad, whatever, arise in your mind. If you say very loudly, say put, it's just you cut your thoughts, and then immediately look at your mind, and you will see the clear and the compassion and the peace and everything is there.
Because that right after you say it, then there's a clarity for a second there, because there's nothing there, and then you go to that.
Then you
focus on that clarity.
Yes, then you meditate on that. That's Dharma Khenpo.
Did your lineage do that or no?
We do.
Yes.
You went through the dissolution stages really quickly, so I was wondering if we could review them from clarity down to clear light. So clarity, I'm going to ask the
I will teach you that in
Six
more
Bardos?
this kind of in Six Bardos. Yep.
Okay.
All right. That's all.
Thank you, Rinpoche.
You're welcome. Have a good lunch and come back, practice more.